So today I have three types of brides for you that walk down the aisle. And let's see if you're one of these types of brides. The first bride is going to be the walking stiff. The second bride is doing the robot. And the third one is going to be the shaggy shuffle. Let's talk about the walking stiff, okay? This applies to those brides who have gowns that are like a mermaid style. It's basically all contoured and fitted to their body, all the way down to like the tops of their knees, and then the skirt flares out from there. So if your dress is way too tight in lots of different places, you're going to be like really stiff with your hands out like this and just walk, 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 walk. That's what we refer to as the walking stiff, because you won't be able to bend. I've had some brides tell me that they want a smoking, body banging, fit like a glove gown, and they want it hot. I was like, well, I can contour this thing to you and give you all the curves that your mama never gave you, but pun intended, but you're never going to be able to sit your butt down in a chair. Usually the fabrics in wedding gowns, they don't stretch, although these days, and especially this season too, they are making more gowns that are with stretchy fabrics. But even so, in general, they're not going to be as stretchy because it's not an everyday garment. It's not meant to be moved in and walked in and function in as a normal garment. And because of all the support that's also built in these gowns, that's why these gowns are really stiff inside too, because they'll have like the plastic boning, which is like those stays that help like hold the girls up or like flatten your stomach and things like that, like a corset. So just make sure you don't get your dress too tight, because you have to remember you have to function in all these things, okay? So the second one is doing the robot. Doing the robot is when you are like, your high heels are just killing you, okay? And you're walking like on blocks. You're like tap, 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 like your whole body is swaying from the right side to the left side. And you can't help that because you either got the wrong shoes or you got a stiletto heel, which you can't balance on. Another one could be you didn't even remember to break your brand new shoes in. Any new pair of shoes that we purchase, even sneakers, are gonna hurt because you have to break them in. They have to mold and conform to not only your foot, but to your step patterns and even like your gait, which is like the distance from one foot to another of how far you step out from one foot to another. All those things combined is what's gonna like create the dent or the slope in the sole of the shoe. And even some shoes that are kind of like big on top, you know how we have that space above our shoes, sometimes even that part, even in a sneaker, can sag a bit and it could be hitting your toe and it can rub on your toe. So these are all the different things that you have to keep in mind, is that you need to break in your shoes, I'd say at least a couple of months before your wedding. And obviously you don't want to wear them outside. So the best recommendation is just wear them inside, even if you have to put some covers on the bottom of them, or if you have a carpeted floors in your home, wear them around the house just doing different things. Of course, be careful, because if they are your wedding shoes, especially if they're satin, you don't want to get any stains or anything put on them. Don't be necessarily cleaning and dusting and doing those things. So don't be a walking robot on your wedding day, okay? Third one is, let's talk about the shaggy shuffle. This one drives me nuts. Bridal bonkers is how it drives me, okay? Let's say you didn't want to pay for the hem on your dress to get shortened. It's too long, but you're like, nah, I'm just gonna pass because I'm just gonna hold the hem of my dress and it's all gonna be good. Or I'm only gonna wear it for 30 minutes to go down the aisle and walk back down out of the venue. And you're like, and then that's it. I'm changing into a different gown for the reception. The thing is that usually most brides, I would say these days, still get walked down the aisle, at least if not by their father, by someone. So your right arm goes with the other person. Your left arm, I believe, holds the flowers. Or if your left hand has to hold your hem, then your flowers go to your right arm. Like it's kind of like, and you're walking down like this down the aisle. You're literally shuffling like down the aisle and all of your hem and dress layers are like shaggy, it doesn't look nice. I think most brides these days, they don't have anyone taking pictures. I think that's probably included in the RSVP, is no photos allowed while the bride's walking down the aisle, is because like you have a professional photographer. Plus, you don't want the photographer taking picture of you going down the aisle and of your guests sitting in the pews or chairs. And then in those professional photos, you see everybody with their cell phone. I mean, that would like look pretty crazy. So you have to consider like either adding a petticoat underneath your dress to like fluff it up. That's like that stiff netting that gives you extra volume. But if you don't want the extra volume, that is the downside to it. It'll help lift up your hem, but it does give you extra volume if your dress can accommodate that, usually an A-line or a ball gown dress. Even fitted dresses, they can put in a small petticoat, like a mermaid or trumpet style. The other thing you have to consider is that you may have to get higher heels if you don't want to do the shaggy shuffle down the aisle. You have to figure out something. If you really don't want to pay for the alterations, maybe you should consider just paying for the alterations to get the hem done properly. Those are the 3 things that I wanted to talk about today, and just to give you a little bit more insight. So if you can relate to this episode, or if you have some wedding dress dilemma of your own, put it down in the comments below. Or if you have a very specific question that you need answering, you can go to seamstressandthebride.com and submit your question there. And be sure to stay tuned, because your question could be featured on an upcoming episode.